Peace be with you. Join me in reading about the saints of the day, lives, lessons, and feasts. Today, August 4, our saint of the day is Saint John Vianney, priest from 1786 to 1859. A man with vision overcomes obstacles and performs deeds that seem impossible. John Vianney was a man with vision. He wanted to become a priest, but he had to overcome his meager formal schooling, which inadequately prepared him for seminary studies. His failure to comprehend Latin lectures forced him to discontinue. But his vision of being a priest urged him to seek private tutoring. After a lengthy battle with the books, John was ordained. Situations calling for impossible deeds followed him everywhere. As pastor of the parish at Ars, John encountered people who were indifferent and quite comfortable with their style of living. His vision led him through severe fasts and short nights of sleep. Some devils can only be cast out by prayer and fasting. With Catherine Lasagne and Benedicta Larde, he established La Providence, a home for girls. Only a man of vision could have such trust that God would provide for the spiritual and material needs of all those who came to make La Providence their home. His work as a confessor is John Vianney's most remarkable accomplishment. In the winter months, he was to spend 11 to 12 hours daily reconciling people with God. In the summer months, this time was increased to 16 hours. Unless a man was dedicated to his vision of a priestly vocation, he could not have endured this giving of self day after day. Many people look forward to retirement and taking it easy, doing the things they always wanted to do but never had the time. But John Vianney had no thoughts of retirement. As his fame spread, more hours were consumed in serving God's people. Even the few hours he would allow himself for sleep were disturbed frequently by the devil. Who but a man with vision could keep going with ever-increasing strength? In 2009, Pope Benedict the 16th named him the patron of all priests worldwide. Indifference toward religion, coupled with a love of material comfort, seem to be common signs of our times. A person from another planet observing us would not likely judge us to be pilgrim people on our way to somewhere else. John Vianney, on the other hand, was a man on a journey with his goal before him at all times. St. John Vianney's famous quote is, "Private prayer is like straw scattered here and there. If you set it on fire, it makes a lot of little flames. But gather these straws into a bundle and light them, and you get a mighty fire rising like a column into the sky." Public prayer is like that. That's the life of Saint John Vianney. I found this reflection from Crichton Online Ministries. We have heard all the expression, if we all just chip in a little, and many hands make for light work. In today's digital world, there is even a name for this: crowdfunding, in which the entire world can contribute $1 or two to help fund a worthy project or help a needy family pay for medical or funeral expenses. With this thought in mind, think about today's reading from Matthew and the feeding of the multitude. We all know how the story ends. There is more food in the baskets at the end of the gathering than when it started. Unfortunately, the reading does not tell us what Jesus' sermon was about that day. But we might assume that unconditional love and respect and concern for one another, two constants in the Gospels, were probably mentioned. Now consider this. Imagine that after the multitude had heard the message and the baskets of loaves and fish were being passed among the people, many of whom had been wise enough to have brought some food, that some in the crowd were so moved by the sermon that in addition to taking a little out of the basket, they also put a little into the basket. Imagine that in addition to creating an endless supply of bread and fish, Jesus taught the multitude that day that in sharing what meager food they had with others, their own needs would still be met. They may have been the second miracle of the day. The message of generosity and giving without counting the cost is one we still hear often today. But are we willing to share what we have with the poor and the needy? Or do we think a miracle will occur and out of the blue, one person will appear and satisfy the needs of all? Are we willing to help fill the sacks at the food pantry when called upon, or share our earnings when the basket is passed in church? Just think what a miracle it would be if we, like the masses assembled on the hillside, put in a little bit more than we took out, gave a little bit more of ourselves than we expected in return. Imagine a world it would be if the needs of the others were as important to us as our own needs. Maybe, just maybe, the Jesuit charism of service to others has its roots in today's gospel. Be blessed, be a blessing, and be the best person God created you to be.